Hi, welcome to Memory Chips Podcast. I am Ann Wyszynski, and I have a collection of potato chip bags from around the world. And every so often, I go through this collection, and a certain bag or bags will bring up memories of people, places, ideas, and I really want to share these with you. So if you please subscribe, you will never miss a bag. The small historic town of Hillsboro, Virginia, or the Gap, as it's sometimes called, lies in a dip in the short hill in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. And according to the town's website, Hillsboro today stands among the best preserved 18th and 19th century rural villages in Virginia, with the entire town on the National Register of Historic Places. Minutes from the Appalachian Trail, Shenandoah River, Harper's Ferry, and the Loudoun County seat of Leesburg, Hillsboro is the hub of one of Virginia's largest wine regions and tourist destinations. My family moved to Hillsboro from the Midwest without me in the 1980s, and I can tell you that it was not a tourist destination back then. I still remember the first time I visited after my parents and siblings had settled right outside the town limits. They came to fetch me from Dulles Airport during winter break from college, and we drove through the first snow of the winter through fields and fields and fields and fields and more fields, and then mountains appeared ahead of us, and after about 30 minutes or so, we took the only road available towards their new home, which was on the other side of Hillsboro. Driving through this quaint little town full of stone houses and only one convenience store and nothing else, I thought, oh my God, I'm so happy I don't have to live here in the middle of nowhere. Now, jump ahead 37 years, and while Hillsboro is still quaint and historic, it's no longer in the middle of nowhere. While before the whole county was mostly agricultural, now farmers have switched largely to agritainment or sold their land to developers. Route 9, which is the road that splits Hillsboro into north and south halves, accommodates non-stop traffic of eastward commuters and semis and pretty much everybody trying to get anywhere west. So the population of Hillsboro still consists of longtime residents, but the large influx of Washington, D.C. commuters and current retired and federal government and data center workers has brought a much more mixed group of people. And one of the things that attracts these transplants to Hillsboro is the sense of community in this small town where everyone is welcome. Most of the residents of Hillsboro strive to be inclusive to all people and their viewpoints. There are some a-holes, but for the most part, it's the community that attracts people. Another thing that attracts people is the annual 4th of July fireworks, and they are spectacular. I always try to volunteer to sell drink tickets and merch during the Independence Day events because it's the best way to meet people.
Made you 5 drink tickets and 2 waters.
So, you want to give the name?
Roger Vance.
Said it very slowly. This is Roger Vance. He's the mayor of the town of Hillsboro, Virginia. And tell us what we're doing today.
Well, we're having Independence Day the Hillsboro Way. It's our annual 4th of July celebration that we do in our tiny town of Hillsboro. We traditionally do it the Sunday before the 4th of July. There's a couple of reasons for that. One, we like to be ahead of everybody else. And two, we're able to negotiate a better price on our fireworks. So we're renowned in the area for a tremendous fireworks show, display, in a very intimate, historic venue. So.
Yeah. So where do you get your fireworks?
The American Fireworks Company in Hudson, Ohio. They do fireworks internationally, so they're really one of the big players in fireworks. And I happen to grow up and live just very near where their headquarters are, so I went to visit them and explain the venue to them. So they do an extra special show based on the venue itself and the intimacy of all the guests that we have here.
Yeah. So how did you end up in Hillsboro?
I was living in Miami, Florida, and it was about, I forget the years, but it was Hurricane Andrew that came through. I'd been there for about 8 years. Decided that, I wanted to move back into this area in Virginia. Just liked being around D.C. I was a journalist. I've been a travel writer, ran a group of travel magazines for about a decade. Great benefits, but I wanted to do something a little different, a little more serious, I guess.
So you weren't like just riding around the country looking for a place to be the mayor of?
Oh, no, I had no idea.
So how long have you been here?
Been here, it will be about 24 years.
And what was the fireworks situation when you got here? Did you start this or?
No. Actually, there was a Hillsboro Community Association was here, and they did have an annual 4th of July event. I think it was on the 4th of July. The fireworks, when I got here, they were actually done by themselves, by the local folks themselves. It was just, it wasn't a small show, but it was. But I think the first year I got here, I was part of that fireworks team. And I can tell you it was the most terrifying thing I've ever done.
Why?
Really ridiculous, and lucky we didn't blow our heads off. And, first sign it wasn't going to be good was your safety officer was fairly well blitzed by the time we were getting ready to load the mortars in there. So.
When I say the name of the dance, you're supposed to cheer wildly and make them outside go, what is going on in there? And if you don't do that, this one's going to sing. That's what I'm talking about.
My name is Adam Lenhart.
Okay, Adam, and you live in Hillsboro?
No, I live in Charlottesville, Virginia, but I grew up in Hillsboro. I was a child at this school, at the Hillsboro Elementary School.
Really? Before it was a charter school?
Before it was a charter school.
Wow. And what do you have distinct memories of? Any standout?
Yeah, Hillsboro Elementary was a really good elementary school. There was very small class sizes, so I knew everyone in this school. The teachers spent a lot of time personalizing lessons for the students. I understand the county wanted to shut it down because it's less cost effective to run a very small school. Loudoun's moved away from a lot of smaller schools to more large efficiency big schools.
Right, because Loudoun's gotten much bigger. So
Hillsboro's changed a ton since I left in 2014. There's been this huge project over the past few years to add sidewalks to the roundabouts. When I was in school, I used to wait at the Hillsboro Road Route 9 intersection for half an hour at rush hour because the stoplight used to be there with this backup traffic in every direction. And that was very, very rough. So the roundabout's been a huge improvement. Sidewalks help because whenever there was the 4th of July event or the Halloween, I would love walking through here for Halloween. But the lack of easy sidewalks and parking can make things pretty dangerous with kids in the street. So sidewalks are good for the safety there. Yeah. It seemed really normal at the time, but I've since learned that it's a very unusual thing. I was reading a National Geographic book actually that said one of the coolest places in Virginia is the town of Hillsboro for its ancient history.
Really?
And it's one of the oldest settlements in Virginia.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it more the older that I get. At the time, I was just like, why are there no stores here? There's not even a place to get a Pepsi.
Yeah.
It felt very little outdated.
So are you? So you said you're living in Charlottesville.
Yeah.
So are you in school? Or are you,
Yeah. I'm a grad student in the University of Virginia.
Yeah. Okay. And what do you study? What do you?
I study like evolutionary biology and like genetics.
Oh, cool. Oh, cool. So do you think that started? Do you think that did your interest in that start when you were at the Hillsboro Elementary? Or
Hillsboro probably affected. I grew up on a farm just down the road, so I was in nature all the time. That definitely affected it.
All right,
It's just so interesting what you can learn just by looking around and observing things. Hillsboro has great nature for sure. We spent a lot of time just like walking in the woods and the trees over here.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so was it a working farm, or was it?
Yeah. We have we don't do much of the farm work ourselves, but the farm is contracted out to other farmers in the area. So I don't know. There's like one farmer who works on a lot of farms in the Hillsboro area. He used our fields to grow corn, soy, and wheat.
Okay.
I worked with him for a summer. It was very interesting.
Yeah. Did it make you realize you didn't want to be a farmer?
Realized I didn't want to be a farmer. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, we can take the next one over here.
I see people come back here year after year and enjoy it.
Yeah. Would you agree? You don't have to say anything.
I like it. It's eclectic and so many different kinds of people, and it changes, and there's babies and old ones, and you don't see each other every day, but you know that people are there for you.
Yeah.
And they're good neighbors and good friends, and you can hang. And we have a neighbor, Paul, who shows movies hung up on a chicken wire with the projector from the school, and that's cool.
Yeah, and that's for
pride.
and that's for pride. That's for the pride.
Absolutely for pride.
Yeah. So every June he shows Pride movies and has a party, and
it's
that's
the
really
best.
awesome. Yeah.
The best.
Yeah.
We moved here, and we really like it.
Yeah. Well, you're still here.
And the chickens and the cows and the community in town.
Yeah.
And
Do you have chickens and cows?
no, we have a doggy, but
Yeah.
the community here has chickens and cows and farmers markets, and it's just a cool place and not very far away from DC.
Yeah. And what, do you still think it's livable even after all of this, all of the movement westward into?
Yeah, and that's why it's so cool, because most of us here are trying very kindly but firmly to keep people who want to develop out of here and bypass.
Yes.
And we have sidewalks now, and little pizza parlors, and more stuff on the way, and a market here. You get coffee and sandwiches, and it's nice seeing people come from all over and feel like they can be safe here.
Yeah.
And welcome.
Yes. Yeah. Everybody's welcome. Do you like Tom Petty?
I do like Tom Petty, yes.
Like Tom Petty? I do like Tom Petty too. Wow, we have so much in common. Another thing that we have in common is that we are standing here in Hillsboro during the 4th of July fireworks. And so you have, when was it? How many years ago? Buy this house?
2.5. Yeah, I think it was about 2.5 years ago.
So what made you decide to buy a house in Hillsboro?
I mean, initially, we were thinking it would be like a VRBO and just kind of a cool place, but the more we spent time here, we just love the town, and we love the property, and I would say fairly quickly, we were like, we just need to move here.
All right. What did you like most about it? The people, the history?
The people, so it's a community.
Yep.
What is that?
That's a pizza shop.
That's Pizza Shop.
Do you know Andy's in Lovettsville?
No, we're from Chantilly. We're out visiting friends, so
It's like an Italian restaurant in Leesburg and in Lovettsville, and they opened a little pizza shop. It's
So
brick
there's
oven
pizza there, but then they have like 4 food trucks. Ford's Fish Shack.
Yeah.
So he had a burger from there. We were just walking around, and he's
yeah.
like, "What's over there?" We're just exploring.
Oh, yeah.
So we
Yeah.
were curious as to what it was.
Yeah, it's pizza. It's Andy's Pizza.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So what you were saying about the
Donations for Hillsboro fireworks, if you're interested. Thank you.
What do we like about the town?
well, you said the sense of community.
like as soon as we started, working in Hillsboro, we started volunteering, and we just loved the people that we were working with, and everybody just pulled together, and just they do so many events, and it's just an interesting place to be.
Yeah, and the people that live here have an incredibly diverse background. I mean, there's some really smart people that have done stuff all over the world, and it's just like, so when you get together with like everybody, there's never a dull moment. Kind of like there's just a lot of information and a lot of experience that is shared. It's really cool.
Thank you.
Hey, this is where I get permission to drink.
Thank you.
I don't have time to strangers.
So you don't pay for the drink here? You
can pay for it.
Oh, you do? Okay. How many would you like? So just two.
So when did you become an American citizen?
In 16th September of 2020.
2020, and now it's 2024, and we are celebrating the Independence Day in Hillsboro, Virginia. And so, I'm interviewing him. So, where are you from originally?
I'm from here and there.
Okay.
Iceland, the Netherlands, and Sweden.
Right. So, do you remember your first time that you came to Hillsboro, Virginia?
Yeah, I drove through it. That's
Right.
the only thing I.
Yeah. And what was
the first time?
What was your impression of it?
Not very much. Just a town which I drove through.
Okay. So, and that's.
But that has changed.
And what's changed?
I've been here more. I stopped.
I'm waiting to be interviewed.
Yeah. And so, in your opinion, like, what is your kind of like take on small town Americans?
Well, Hillsboro is pretty cool. So
In what way? What do you find cool about it?
it's nice people, and they have awesome fireworks. I mean that's the.
And banjo and Eva.
Okay.
Okay. They go ahead. They have good fireworks.
They have good fireworks, and that is kind of what changed everything.
No, it's just that
Yeah, you can get any ticket gets you any
wine or the beer. Okay. Thank you.
What's your name?
My name is Avril.
Avril. And where are you from?
I'm from the Netherlands.
I know that. So is this your first time seeing fireworks in the U.S. for Independence Day?
Yes, it definitely is, and I'm really excited.
Okay. And so how did you wind up in Hillsboro?
So how did I end up in Hillsboro? My boyfriend lives very close by. Legally, his parents live in Hillsboro. It's kind of far away still. But we drive past Hillsboro often just to go places. And we kept seeing this, and you guys are here, and so we just know. And we just know. Right. Yeah.
What are these?
What? Are you giving me one of these?
I do. I gotta buy one. I got one of these. Got one of those. If I got my favorite tickets, do I have
How many drinks do you
Yeah, I just wanted probably just 2 beers. Yeah, so you give me tickets.
Okay. And are you a local?
I've been a local here for 35 years.
Okay. And so what do you got to say about Independence Day in Hillsboro?
It sounds very, very exciting. Seems very exciting and everything. The fireworks are the main attraction. In my rating, the fireworks here are the second best I've seen in 35 years.
Really? What's the first best?
The first best was the rehearsal in Harper's Ferry for the fireworks on the mall that they used to do some years ago.
Right.
Not a good drinker, but I'll try.
What qualifies as a church?
We actually need to stay awake after.
thanks for listening. And if you have any questions or comments about what you heard today, please post them to the review section of your podcast player. So if you use Apple Podcasts, you click on the show thumbnail and scroll down to leave a review. And then whatever happens after that is up to you. But hopefully it's nice. You can also leave posts on Instagram at @MemoryChipsPodcast.